Scarlet Letter Digital Photo Story by Chris Chu. The prison door is the first image described in the Scarlet Letter, and it is thoroughly shown as a dark and gloomy door. It sets a solemn mood and acts as an entrance to the grim story ahead. Contrasting the ominous prison door is the rosebush growing alongside it. It acts as a sign of hope for the town and those in prison. Similarly, the bat signal gives hope to those in need of a savior. In the Scarlet Letter, a major theme is good versus evil. In many situations, there seems to be only a flicker of goodness in the surrounding darkness. Whether it is in people or the environment, there seems to always be a light side and a dark side. One of the main characters that deal with the battle of good versus evil is Roger Chillingworth. He is Hester's husband and once was a good moral man. Though when he returns to Hester and is informed of her adultery, he is bent on revenge and turns evil. Similarly, Venom from Spider-Man was once a good person, but evil and the idea of revenge transformed him into a monster. Likewise is Mr. Freeze from Batman. He relates almost exactly to Chillingworth because they both were once normal good people, yet losing their loved ones, whether to death or to another man, caused them to swear their lives on revenge. As a result, both became heartless fiends. Pearl also has to face the idea of good versus evil, but in her case, it is how the community views her. Since Pearl is a result of her mother's sin, most people in the town see her as an imp child, though truly, she is an intelligent, fun, and caring baby girl. The black side of the cookie represents what the community perceives of Pearl, an offspring of a sinner, but the white part is her true goodness that only a few people notice. Someone else who has to deal with the community's perception of them is Arthur Dimmesdale. The community sees Reverend Dimmesdale as a very holy man of God, though that's only because they don't know his secret sin of adultery. As depicted in the image shown, his holiness is represented through his cross, and his own secret Scarlet A is hidden deep inside. Dimmesdale's Scarlet A is buried deep within his heart. He lives his life as though it was not there, but subconsciously it is always there eating away at him. The longer he hides it, the more damage it is doing to him, and it eventually kills him. The main Scarlet A in the story, though, is Hester's. Hester is forced to bear the Scarlet A because of her crimes of adultery. Her sin led to the birth of her baby, Pearl. In the story, the townspeople correlate Hester's sin with her Scarlet A and her child Pearl. So in the image, Pearl, a baby born from sins, is represented by the black pearls, and she is attached to the Scarlet A that created her. Although Pearl is seen by many of the townspeople as an imp, Hester thinks of Pearl as her greatest treasure. Pearl is even named after a very costly item. This also symbolizes how much Hester had to pay for Pearl. Hester had to sacrifice her previous lifestyle in order to raise Pearl. She gave it all up for her treasure of a daughter, Pearl. This leads to Hester's new life. Hester and Pearl move into a small house on the borderline between civilization and the wilderness. They're secluded in their own little world, separate from the town. The picture shows Boaz isolated and shamed. Hester had the same fate. She was shamed from the town and lived in isolation. This picture is the borderline between civilization and the wilderness. Hester and Pearl live on this line straddling both worlds. Hester stays connected to civilization because of her charity work in Dimmesdale, but she still also wanders near the mysterious forest, isolated from everyone else. This is the mysterious and dark, untamed forest. It is a vast, shadowy, and intricate place where little dare to go. Back in the 17th century, many associated these deep forests with witches and the devil. Many years passed, and Hester's reputation in the town had risen. She was always using her incredible sewing abilities to help the needy and benefit the community. The townspeople eventually started to connect Hester's Scarlet A not with adultery, but with being able. Hester overcame a lot and became able to help the town. In the picture, there is a Scarlet A, which now represents Abel, and there are tools that Hester would use to help her town. This graph shows Hester's high and low points in her life. When she was originally convicted of adultery, her image and reputation dropped way down. But as she worked her way throughout the years to overcome her Scarlet A, many started to respect her. Eventually at the brook one day, Hester took off her Scarlet A. She felt completely rejuvenated and like a new person, though Pearl refused to return to Hester unless she wore the Scarlet A. Once Hester put the A back on, her self-image plummeted, as shown by the red dotted line. Another significant scene at the brook was when Dimmesdale gave Pearl a kiss, and Pearl ran to the brook to wash the kiss off in the stream. Pearl didn't want to receive the kiss from Dimmesdale because Dimmesdale and Hester would not bring their relationship into the public. I used a picture of a dishwasher because it cleans things just like Pearl cleaned the kiss off her forehead. Throughout the Scarlet Letter, there was always a struggle for the balance between good and evil and right and wrong. At the end of the story, everyone seemingly comes to peace with their problems and moves on in their lives. A sense of balance was finally established throughout the town, similarly to the balance of a yin and yang sign.